Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Monday, August the 6th, the year 2018. Let's talk trading, one trade at a time. If you look at a lot of the different forums, you'll see traders that have multiple trades open at a time. They're juggling. But, there's also a lot of traders who do that who are struggling. So if you're struggling, no juggling, okay? Can't make it any simpler than that. Or, they'll be trading this pair, this trade, switch to another pair, next trade, so on and so forth. And they just wind up wondering, why can't they seem to make a profit? It's like they take 2 steps forward and 3 back and 2 forward and 2 back, and they're struggling. So just knock off the juggling. So let's go look at the charts. And the first chart we look at is the money and risk management chart. Oh yeah, before I forget, down here, that's where you click to subscribe, and then there's a little bell, click to get alerts. And then the other thing is underneath there are there's a section where I put comments, and in there I always put links to where you can find my indicators, where you can find my Facebook page, so and maybe sometimes some other information. So always look down here at the bottom on any YouTube video that you watch, because that's where the person posting can relay information to you. So now we've got the monthly chart for the yen. We can see it is negative. It's red. You can see it had a nice bounce off the bottom so far, out of the monthly rat zone. And you can see here we had a turn trade set up, but usually we look for those at the bottom. But for the week, but you can see here we're right at that weekly midpoint. And yesterday I posted we had some gaps that weren't filled, but you can see so far all but 2 gaps have filled. So those of you trading the weekly gap, once again, were rewarded. And looking at the daily chart here, you see 1, 2, 3 red candles in a row, a buzzard reversal set up, and you can see here we are 21 pips above that open. And pretty anemic day, only one pair over 100. You can see here the dollar yen only 37 pips, but it gave a nice clear signal. If you watched the video yesterday, we had the pivot point here. We were right here at somewhere near the open, so you had a trigger here. But since the pivot point was here and the buy zone trigger's there, as I had mentioned, I believe it's like you could just take that long, just take the fade, and that would have been a nice trade worth about 15 pips or more if you hung in there. But you got 1, 2, 3 clear buy zone triggers, and you can see here you could have made a profit on each one and never ever should have experienced the stop loss, because even if you went long here, you can see, and you hung in there, but you can see right here it broke through that, and then even if you hung in a little bit more and you maybe experienced a couple pip drawdown, it came back, you should be out. Lower highs, market's telling you something. So at worst case, this could have been a scratch. Otherwise, no. But if you had you stop down here and you had your TP here at the pivot and you walked away from the trade, that would have rewarded you. So once again, simple stuff. No rat zone because we only have, once again, 37 pips. And here we see it hit the pivot. And here again, it hit the pivot. So we took that out. And you can see here, once again, all those missing pivots we had from a while ago have all been taken out. And price action trading, which a few people are liking. See one ball here, red at the line, profit. One ball there, green at the line, profit. Two ball here, and we have a red at the line that once again could have been in profit, and we're shooting for another red at the line. Simple stuff, you know. Once again, you just take it one trade at a time. And same thing, trading with the H1 candle color at the line. See, if you see these, you're only seeing a couple pips one way or the other. That's all you're going to probably be able to make. You know, sometimes you might get lucky and, you know, get a 20 bagger, but beyond that, it's not going to work. And you can see here we've got the wick zone. Price doesn't like staying in the wick zone, so right there you had a couple of times to make a handful of pips or a small bucket of pips. That was a good 25, 26 pip run from here to here to that midpoint, daily midpoint. And looking at the holo setup, I don't remember why I put that at M5. It must have, I was trying to show something. But you can see here, price just came down and touched it and then ran back up. There was your highest open. You see it came back down. You know, it's funny because, you know, that old Harry hindsight, people go, oh, that's hindsight. But every now and then we have a real-time trade, a Randy real-time trade puts on, you can see what happens. Like the yesterday's gaps. And speaking of Randy real-time, looks like we've got a short trigger happening right here at the 111.41. Hasn't quite gotten there yet. See, right there, you got to be patient. Don't try to rush that trade. You got to see the 41. It got close, 0.413, but that's not the same as 0.410. Now, be honest. How many of you would have rushed and jumped in? And daily, weekly, monthly, open, high, and low lines. See, I know some of you realize that on about 4 of these charts, we've got these same lines for the most part. Some just show the daily high, some show the weekly, some show the monthly, and then this is just those lines all on the same chart so you can get an idea. So you can see here the weekly low came and daily low came within 27 pips of the monthly low. And here's the daily weekly high. Since it's still technically the first day of the week, there's going to be a little over right there. Oh, I was talking with somebody about trading, and they were saying something about a false breakout. And I said, there's no such thing as a false breakout. Either price will break out or it doesn't. So, for example, let's just go back here. You see right here, let's just say this was a breakout line and it came up a few pips. Some people say, oh, that's a false breakout because it came back. No, it's not a false breakout. It broke out, but just didn't stay broken out. It came back. If this goes over, you know, if price goes to 111.478. That is a breakout. It actually broke out of that level, but it didn't break out by far. So the whole thing about these false breakouts, I know what they mean, but it's, but the thing is, you should say what you mean. You should be exacting, not be sloppy, and not. I guess you could also call that in a way making an excuse. It's like, well, if your method said, it has to, hit this line, then you go long, and you go long at the line and it goes up by just a tenth of a pip, a point, and then reverses, well, that's just the breaks. It's that simple. But don't call it a false breakout. It did. That's like calling it what? I don't know. I can't even think of a good analogy. Maybe one of you guys can. Let me know. Okay, let's move on here. You can see, once again, we've only had about a 3 pip movement. Just market's just kind of anemic right now. And on the Einstein line, you can see here, price broke out of this level, but it came back in. So I'm not going to say that's a false breakout. Nope, that's a breakout. It just didn't break out by much. So if you were trading this and this happens and then you get all mad, well, you just never know what's going to happen next. And that's why you put on a stop loss. In trading, there's nothing you can do that's going to guarantee a win on any particular trade. All you do is put the trade on and wait. And you can't do anything. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. It's just something that you have to realize in your mind, that once you put your trade on, it's like watching the roulette wheel. Once you put your money on and they say no more bets, it's up to the wheel and the ball. That's it. You can't do anything to make your bet a win or a loss. Now, what you can do before the ball spins is you can see if the wheel is, biased red or biased black over the last few spins, and that's about it. Is it biased high or biased low? Is it, is the dealer spinning consistently where the numbers are falling within, maybe a couple of numbers of the previous number? Sometimes if I see that, I know the dealer's spinning consistently. So you see this Randy real-time trade here, right there? You see what's happening? It came back down and hit the line. Had you gone short, you'd be up a whopping pip. Or when price was there, you had about 1 pip. So knowing that price is anemic and you see it went down 1 pip like that, it might as well you could just take it off the table and say, there might be a chance for me to get back in at the same level, because I can see how price is just oscillating. And you go, are you telling me I should just take 1 pip profits? Yeah, then if I have a 10 pip loss, I just lost 10. Well, no, that's not exactly what I'm telling you. I'm saying maybe that's what you do. Maybe the way you analyze the market, you say, I'm going to just take that because it doesn't seem like price is really moving. I'm just giving you a for instance. You saw that in real time. See, if you take it now, what you'd probably be, oh, you're mad because now I could have had almost 2 pips. But you don't know what's going to happen next. So you have to make your decisions in real time and trade accordingly. Because remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks.